What if I told you that at this very moment, a mysterious object is crossing our solar system, carrying secrets that could rewrite our understanding of extraterrestrial life? Have you ever stopped to think why, in just 8 years, we have discovered 3 interstellar visitors, when we should find one only every 10,000 years? Scientific curiosity has led us to a discovery that is making the world's greatest experts question everything we know about objects coming from deep space. 3I Atlas is not just another piece of cosmic rock lost in the void. This interstellar giant presents characteristics so unusual that they led one of the most respected astrophysicists on the planet to suggest something few would dare consider. We are facing something that may have been designed by a non-human intelligence. The story of this object begins with a discovery that defied all known statistical probabilities and forced astronomers worldwide to reconsider their fundamental assumptions about interstellar visitors. When the Hubble Space Telescope captured the first images in July 2025, scientists expected to see another common comet following its predictable journey through the cosmos. Instead, they found a mystery that is keeping the world scientific community on high alert and sparking debates that extend far beyond traditional astronomy. What makes this object so special that it led researchers to consider redirecting entire space missions just to study it up close, potentially risking millions of dollars in equipment and years of planning? Today we will explore the boldest theories about the true nature of 3I Atlas, from its impossible physical characteristics to speculations about its artificial origin. We will examine evidence that ranges from statistical anomalies so improbable they defy natural explanation to behavioral patterns that suggest intentional design. Prepare yourself for a journey that could forever change our perception of being alone in the universe. This is not just another documentary about astronomy, it is an investigation into a discovery that could represent the first indirect contact with extraterrestrial technology. The morning of July 21, 2025 began like any other at the Hubble Space Telescope Control Center, but ended with a discovery that would leave the scientific community perplexed for months. The images that arrived from space sensors showed not a sharp stellar point as expected, but a diffuse glow surrounded by a kind of cloud extending for thousands of kilometers in all directions, creating a visual signature unlike anything previously documented in astronomical literature. The first aspect that caught observers' attention was the object's trajectory, which violated fundamental expectations about how interstellar visitors should behave. 3I Atlas was passing exactly in the same plane where all planets orbit around the Sun, following what astronomers call the ecliptic plane with precision that defied statistical probability. This alignment is something statistically almost impossible for an interstellar visitor arriving from the random vastness of deep space. To understand the magnitude of this improbability, imagine a rock thrown from deep space that by pure coincidence passes exactly through the same narrow band where Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars and Jupiter rotate around our star. The mathematical probability of this happening naturally, calculated by multiple independent research teams, is only 0.2%. This figure represents the result of rigorous statistical analysis based on our understanding of interstellar object distribution and orbital mechanics. This is not a coincidence we can easily ignore or dismiss as a statistical fluke. In the three-dimensional vastness of space, where objects can approach from any possible direction and angle across a virtually infinite number of trajectories, finding a cosmic visitor following precisely the orbital plane of our solar system raises fundamental questions about its origin and the forces that guided it to our neighborhood. The mystery deepens when we analyze the specific route the object is following through our solar system. Not only does it align with the ecliptic plane with impossible precision, but it also passes dangerously close to Mars, Venus and Jupiter, with mathematical accuracy that scientists calculate has only a 0.005% probability of occurring through natural gravitational interactions alone. To put this improbability in perspective, it would be equivalent to winning the lottery 3 times in a row on the same day. These numbers represent anomalies so statistically significant that they force the scientific community to consider explanations that venture far beyond known natural phenomena. When probabilities become this astronomically low, the scientific method demands that we question whether we are dealing with random chance or with some type of intentional design that implies intelligence behind the object's trajectory. What most intrigues researchers about 3I Atlas are its physical characteristics that fundamentally challenge our understanding of how interstellar objects should behave based on decades of astronomical observation and theoretical modeling. The glow surrounding this cosmic visitor forms an extensive atmosphere that spreads approximately 3,000 kilometers in all directions, creating a unique visual signature that has never been observed in similar natural objects throughout the history of astronomy. This mysterious glow is not caused simply by sunlight reflecting off its surface, as happens with conventional comets and asteroids. Detailed spectroscopic analyses conducted by multiple observatories suggest that a significant portion of this luminosity may actually be emitted by the object itself, indicating internal energetic processes that we cannot completely explain using our current understanding of physics and chemistry. It is as if the object functions like a glowing ember, continuously blowing luminous particles through space, but operating through mechanisms that our present scientific knowledge cannot adequately decipher. The particles escaping from 3I Atlas. Surface present velocities that completely defy conventional explanations based on known physical processes. While the object's natural rotation should eject material at approximately 1 meter per second, according to standard rotational dynamics, precise Hubble observations indicate that these microscopic particles are being launched at velocities reaching up to 20 meters per second. This means there must be an additional force, dramatically more energetic than simple centrifugal rotation, actively propelling material outward from the object's surface. To contextualize this extraordinary difference, it is equivalent to comparing the leisurely pace of a person taking a casual stroll with someone sprinting at maximum athletic speed. There is no known geological or physical process that can explain this additional acceleration without involving some type of active internal mechanism that generates energy far beyond what natural rotation could provide. This suggests either unknown physics or artificial propulsion systems. The object is continuously losing approximately 10 kilograms of material per second, a mass ejection rate that remains remarkably constant regardless of its varying distance from the Sun throughout its orbital journey. This consistency is itself anomalous, as natural objects typically show significant variation in material loss based on solar heating and radiation pressure. Perhaps most puzzling is the complete absence of a traditional comet tail, which should form naturally when icy objects approach a star and begin sublimating their volatile components. 3I Atlas demonstrates none of this expected behavior, suggesting that its composition or underlying nature differs fundamentally from all previously studied comets and asteroids in ways that challenge our basic understanding of solar system dynamics. One of the most startling discoveries about 3I Atlas is its colossal size compared to other interstellar visitors we have detected, creating a size disparity that fundamentally challenges our understanding of object distribution in the galactic medium. While Oumuamua and Comet Borisov had relatively modest dimensions of a few hundred meters at most, this new cosmic wanderer presents an estimated diameter of approximately 20 kilometers, making it a true giant among the rare category of interstellar travelers. This dramatic size difference represents a fundamental anomaly that directly questions our carefully constructed models of object distribution in interstellar space, models built over decades of observation and theoretical work. According to widely accepted astronomical theories based on extensive computer simulations and observational data, we should encounter approximately 100,000 smaller objects before having the opportunity to observe a massive specimen. Of this extraordinary magnitude, the mathematical probability of detecting an object of 3I Atlas size category should theoretically occur only once every 10,000 years, making our current discovery either an incredible coincidence or evidence that our fundamental assumptions about interstellar object populations may be seriously flawed. This statistical improbability becomes even more striking when we consider that we have now detected 3 interstellar visitors within less than a decade, completely contradicting models that predicted such discoveries should be separated by centuries. So why are we finding exactly now 3 interstellar visitors in such rapid succession, with the most recent being a giant that statistically should not appear for millennia? This sequence of discoveries challenges not only our mathematical expectations and carefully calibrated models, but also suggests there may be something systematically different about these objects, our detection capabilities, or perhaps the historical period in which we are living. The composition of 3I Atlas adds multiple additional layers to this deepening mystery. Detailed spectral analyses indicate a distinctive reddish coloration that closely resembles objects from our own Kuiper belt, suggesting a surface rich in complex organic molecules that have been chemically modified by cosmic radiation exposure during billions of years of travel through interstellar space. This composition strongly implies that the object may be significantly older than our own solar system. Current estimates regarding the object's solid nucleus vary considerably among different research teams, ranging from several hundred meters to multiple kilometers in diameter, depending largely on assumptions about the thickness and density of the material layer that surrounds the central body. This uncertainty reflects the truly unique nature of this object that refuses to fit neatly into any established category of celestial bodies. When accumulated natural evidence cannot adequately explain a phenomenon through conventional scientific frameworks, rigorous scientific methodology demands that researchers consider alternative hypotheses, even if those alternatives initially seem highly unlikely. In the case of 3I Atlas, some of the world's most respected researchers have begun seriously exploring the possibility that we may be confronting something that did not form through any known conventional natural processes. The artificial origin hypothesis does not emerge from irresponsible speculation, but rather from methodical analysis of multiple converging anomalies that, when considered together as a comprehensive pattern, suggest characteristics consistent with intentional design rather than random natural formation. The extremely improbable trajectory, anomalous energetic behavior that cannot be explained by known physics, statistically impossible size distribution, and suspicious timing of its arrival create a complex pattern of evidence that increasingly challenges purely natural explanations. It may initially seem like conspiracy theory territory to some skeptical observers, but we must remember that the scientific search for extraterrestrial intelligence represents a completely legitimate field. Research, funded by prestigious institutions including NASA, private foundations, and major universities. If technologically advanced civilizations exist anywhere in our galaxy, which statistical models suggest is highly probable, it becomes entirely reasonable to expect that humanity will eventually detect concrete evidence of their activities or technologies. 3I Atlas may represent our species' first real opportunity to make this detection. The possibility that this object represents an automated probe sent by a distant civilization would elegantly explain many of its most puzzling, anomalous characteristics. A sufficiently advanced extraterrestrial technology could conceivably design trajectories that appear superficially natural but are actually precisely calculated to maximize scientific observations of specific stellar systems. Our own human species already routinely sends sophisticated probes to study other planets within our solar system. Why would a more technologically advanced civilization not employ similar exploratory strategies on an interstellar scale, using our solar system as a natural laboratory for studying planetary formation and perhaps the development of intelligent life? Do not claim to completely believe in this extraordinary possibility without additional evidence, but it is scientifically important to recognize that there exists a fundamental difference between healthy skepticism and categorical denial that refuses to consider possibilities that transcend our current knowledge. The entire history of scientific discovery is filled with revolutionary findings that initially seemed completely impossible, but later proved to transform our understanding of reality. The discovery of 3I Atlas does not exist in isolation, but forms part of an increasingly puzzling sequence of unusual cosmic encounters that began with the detection of Oumuamua in 2017. This first confirmed interstellar visitor also presented numerous anomalous characteristics that left the global scientific community genuinely perplexed, including an unexplained acceleration that could not be attributed to known gravitational forces or conventional cometary activity. Oumuamua exhibited an extremely unusual elongated shape, completely unlike anything in our extensive catalogue of solar system objects, resembling more closely a metallic cigar or flat panel than any natural asteroid or comet. Its highly reflective and apparently metallic surface characteristics, combined with its mysterious non-gravitational acceleration, led several prominent researchers to publicly speculate whether humanity might be observing evidence of an artificial artifact rather than a natural space rock. Although this artificial origin hypothesis generated intense controversy and was extensively debated in scientific journals worldwide, it was never definitively refuted by conclusive evidence, and some aspects of Oumuamua's behavior remain unexplained by conventional natural processes even today. The object's unusual tumbling motion, its failure to develop a visible coma despite solar heating, and its acceleration profile all continue to puzzle researchers. Comet Borisov, discovered in 2019, presented characteristics that appeared more conventionally comet-like and initially seemed to fit better within established expectations for natural interstellar objects. However, its arrival so soon after Oumuamua significantly contributed to the statistically improbable pattern of multiple interstellar detections occurring within an unprecedentedly short time frame. The mathematical probability of detecting 3 interstellar objects within less than a decade, when carefully constructed computer models predicted that such discoveries should be separated by periods of approximately 1 century each, strongly suggests that something fundamental may be changing, either in our detection capabilities or in the actual frequency of interstellar visitors. This remarkable sequence of discoveries raises profound questions about whether humanity is currently experiencing a period of genuinely increased interstellar activity, whether our rapidly advancing observational technology has finally reached a critical threshold, or whether we might be observing evidence of coordinated intelligent activity, where multiple probes are being systematically sent to study our solar system by advanced civilizations. The global scientific community now faces an increasingly desperate race against time to collect as much detailed data as possible about 3I Atlas before this cosmic visitor disappears forever into the vast depths of interstellar space. Since objects following hyperbolic trajectories never return to the inner regions of solar systems, after their brief visit, every single observation represents a completely unique and absolutely irreversible opportunity for scientific discovery. The Chinese boldest proposal currently under serious consideration involves redirecting the Juno space probe, which has been successfully orbiting Jupiter, to perform an unprecedented close flyby encounter with 3I Atlas scheduled for March 2026. This would represent an extraordinarily complex and inherently risky maneuver requiring precise orbital calculations and formal approval from multiple international space agencies, including NASA and ESA. The technical challenges involved in such a mission redirection are immense and would push current space navigation capabilities to their absolute limits. Engineers would need to calculate exact timing for engine burns and trajectory corrections with mathematical precision that allows no margin for error. The financial costs would be substantial, and the risks include possible loss of the Juno mission entirely. However, the potential scientific rewards of successfully intercepting 3I Atlas could be revolutionary, providing humanity's first close-up examination of a confirmed interstellar object and potentially answering fundamental questions about its composition, structure, and most importantly, its true nature. The window of opportunity for making this critical decision is closing rapidly. The coming months will prove absolutely crucial for determining the object's true nature through increasingly detailed remote observations. As 3I Atlas continues its approach toward perihelion in October 2025, it will experience significantly increased solar heating and potentially become much more active. If the object proves to be a natural comet, it should begin releasing detectable quantities of gases like carbon monoxide and water vapor that typically sublime when icy objects are heated by stellar radiation. Conversely, the complete absence of these characteristic gas emissions would provide strong evidence that we are not dealing with a conventional natural object, forcing scientists to seriously consider more exotic explanations, including the possibility of artificial origin. Ground-based telescopes worldwide, along with the powerful James Webb Space Telescope, continue their vigilant monitoring of every observable detail. The discovery and ongoing analysis of 3I Atlas represents dramatically more than a fascinating astronomical curiosity. This case may ultimately mark a genuine turning point in humanity's systematic scientific search for evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence, potentially transitioning our species from theoretical speculation about alien life to concrete detection of actual extraterrestrial technology within our own solar system. For more than 6 decades, programs like SETI have focused their efforts primarily on detecting artificial radio signals deliberately transmitted by alien civilizations. However, the potential discovery of physical artifacts would represent a completely different and arguably more definitive form of first contact, providing tangible evidence that could be studied and analyzed by human scientists. If 3I Atlas is ultimately confirmed as representing extraterrestrial technology, it would establish monumental scientific and philosophical precedents that would fundamentally reshape human understanding of our place in the universe. Such a discovery would constitute the first absolutely incontestable physical evidence that intelligent life exists beyond Earth and that technologically advanced civilizations have developed interstellar travel capabilities that far exceed our own current abilities. This revelation would fundamentally transform not only our scientific understanding, but also our species' entire philosophical perspective on cosmic significance and destiny. The knowledge that we are not alone in the universe would force humanity to confront questions about our cosmic role and our future potential for joining a broader galactic community of intelligent species. The possibility that an advanced extraterrestrial civilization may be actively conducting scientific studies of our solar system raises profound questions about the nature and extent of such observations. If we are indeed subjects of extraterrestrial scientific observation, this suggests that our technological advancement and species development may be monitored by intelligences whose motivations we cannot currently comprehend. The timing of these remarkable interstellar discoveries coincides with an unprecedented period of official government acknowledgement regarding unidentified aerial phenomena. Military organizations and intelligence agencies worldwide are now publicly recognizing the existence of objects demonstrating flight characteristics that transcend anything in our current understanding. This convergence of evidence suggests that humanity may be entering a new historical era characterized by increasing awareness of extraterrestrial presence. To fully comprehend the staggering implications of what 3I Atlas may represent if it proves to be of artificial origin, we must carefully consider the extraordinary technological capabilities that would be absolutely necessary to design and successfully operate objects capable of traversing the almost incomprehensible distances between stellar systems. Interstellar travel represents far more than simply achieving powerful propulsion systems, requiring comprehensive solutions to fundamental challenges that remain completely beyond our current human technological capabilities. Any artificial interstellar probe would necessarily need to operate with complete autonomy for time periods spanning thousands or potentially millions of years during its solitary journey through the cosmic void between stars. This operational requirement would demand energy generation systems capable of functioning reliably for durations that dwarf the entire span of recorded human history, maintaining critical systems through exposure to cosmic radiation, extreme temperature variations, and micrometeorite bombardment. The navigational precision required to successfully target and reach a specific stellar system across interstellar distances borders on the mathematically incomprehensible when considered. From our current technological perspective, even the smallest error in initial trajectory calculations would result in missing the target destination by millions of kilometers, rendering the entire mission completely useless. This level of precision implies incredibly sophisticated guidance, systems, and comprehensive knowledge of stellar positions extending far into the future. Furthermore, any civilization capable of successfully dispatching interstellar probes would necessarily possess astronomical knowledge, computational capabilities, and long-term planning abilities that vastly exceed our own. The ability to predict stellar positions and gravitational influences across such enormous timescales requires understanding of galactic mechanics that our current science is only beginning to develop. If 3I Atlas truly represents extraterrestrial technology successfully arriving at our solar system, this achievement would demonstrate levels of engineering sophistication and execution that completely transcend our current understanding of what technological projects can accomplish. The coordination necessary to design, construct, and guide objects across interstellar distances would suggest a civilization with capabilities operating on scales that challenge our ability to even conceptualize such achievements. Regardless of 3I Atlas' ultimate nature, whether natural or artificial, its discovery establishes crucial precedents for how humanity should systematically prepare for future detections of objects potentially related to extraterrestrial activity. The rigorous scientific methodology being applied to this case demonstrates that our species can investigate extraordinary possibilities while maintaining appropriate academic standards and scientific credibility. The development of comprehensive, international protocols for responding to discoveries of possible extraterrestrial origin becomes increasingly urgent as our detection capabilities continue to improve. These protocols must carefully balance scientific transparency with legitimate security considerations, ensuring that humanity responds to such discoveries in ways that maximize benefit while minimizing potential disruption. Coordination between observatories worldwide and space agencies will prove crucial for maximizing data collection opportunities and ensuring that future interstellar visitors receive comprehensive study. The 3I Atlas case has already demonstrated the value of international cooperation in astronomical research, with institutions across multiple continents contributing observations that no single organization could accomplish independently. Investment in advanced space detection and analysis technologies should be recognized as matters of fundamental importance for our species' future development. Our ability to identify, track, and study interstellar objects may ultimately determine whether humanity successfully takes advantage of unique learning opportunities about extraterrestrial intelligences or loses crucial evidence due to technological limitations. Public education about scientific methodology and critical thinking becomes increasingly vital in a world where extraordinary discoveries may challenge fundamental beliefs about reality. Well-informed and scientifically literate populations will be much better prepared to process and respond constructively to revelations about extraterrestrial life without falling prey to panic or misinformation. We have reached the conclusion of this comprehensive investigation into what may prove to be one of the most significant mysteries of our era. But the true scientific journey of 3I Atlas is only just beginning. In the crucial months ahead, as this enigmatic visitor approaches closer to our sun and potentially reveals additional details about its fundamental nature, we may find ourselves standing on the threshold of the most important discovery in human civilization. The scientific curiosity and methodical investigation that brought us to this extraordinary moment represents the very best aspects of human nature. our species' remarkable capacity to question established assumptions, conduct rigorous investigation of unusual phenomena, and maintain intellectual openness to possibilities that transcend our immediate experience. Regardless of what final conclusions we ultimately reach about 3I Atlas, this case has already fundamentally transformed our approach to detecting and evaluating potential evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence. The mystery we have explored together extends far beyond questions about one specific object crossing through our solar system. At its core, this investigation concerns our willingness as a species to honestly confront the profound possibility that humanity is not alone in the universe and that our understanding of reality may be about to undergo revolutionary expansion. The accumulated evidence we have analyzed, from statistically impossible orbital probabilities to anomalous physical behaviors that defy conventional explanation, strongly suggests that we may indeed be confronting something genuinely extraordinary. Whether this evidence ultimately points toward unknown natural processes or toward confirmation of extraterrestrial technology, the implications for human knowledge are profound. History teaches us that the greatest scientific discoveries often begin with careful observations of phenomena that challenge our expectations and force us to question established theories. What will happen when we finally obtain definitive data about 3I Atlas' true nature? Will comprehensive analysis confirm a natural explanation, or will we discover unequivocal evidence of intelligent design that proves we are not alone in the universe? Time and continued scientific investigation will provide the answers we seek. But while we await those crucial revelations, we can reflect on how this remarkable discovery has already expanded our perspective on cosmic possibilities. Perhaps the most significant outcome is not necessarily the final conclusion we ultimately reach, but rather our demonstrated ability as a species to approach extraordinary questions with scientific rigor and genuinely open minds. If you found yourself genuinely intrigued by the mysteries we have explored together today, please remember to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to continue following the developing story of 3I Atlas as new observations become available. Share in the comments your own theories about what this enigmatic object might truly represent. Together, as a community committed to scientific truth, we will continue exploring the deepest secrets of the cosmos and humanity's ongoing quest to understand our authentic place in the vast universe.